Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another solo of the Pink Print podcast. Today, me and Gio are going to be diving in on how to fall in love with your boring schmoring routine, because we need to be romanticizing the boring stuff, because that's what works. So let's romanticize discipline, and let's dive into it today, because lest we not forget, we're building a life that lasts around here. In case you missed the rebrand episode, let's start it off.
Okay, I think we can start it off by just saying again that this myth of motivation, and that motivation is fleeting and we're not always going to feel motivated, but what pushes you through is discipline. And I think it's a good time. Q2 just started, just closed off on the first quarter of the year. It's crazy how is it already mid-April, but it is. And it's a time to reflect again, look back at your goals, see what we're doing, see what you're not doing. And again, in the beginning of the year, the end of the year, we're very motivated, we're very inspired to make change or to like have new goals for the year. But it's like, now are we following through with it? And then we can still be motivated. We can still want to get these goals, but maybe we're not feeling as motivated, right?
Yeah.
That's where we have to fall back on discipline.
I kind of think about it though, and I don't know if it's because we're getting older. I don't know, like, when was the last time you felt motivated? I don't really ever feel motivated. Or at least maybe I haven't in a while.
I think that motivation is like random spurts of like energy.
I feel like the only thing that for some reason, I don't know why, and like, I really don't know why, but the only thing that like rings a bell in my head when I think about motivation is like a bride getting ready for her wedding. Like, that's like,
why is that motivating to you?
No, not for me. I'm saying like,
was my wedding like so motivating?
I'm saying brides are very motivated people, not like it's motivating for me.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Why? I think it's just they're so excited about something and they want to get it done.
Yeah. And also like even with like the body thing, they're like motivated. Like they have like this thing in their head that they want to be ready for. Like for some brides, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But again, if you look at that, it's just because like they want the end goal and they just like want to achieve what they want in the moment. And it's so short-lived. Like how many people lose weight for the wedding and then I'm not saying, I don't know, maybe it's true or not, but like just gain weight right after. Like, you know what I mean? Like they just want to like for that one moment and it's fleeting and then it's gone,
which is why motivation doesn't work. It only takes you so far.
I mean, listen, I think motivation is good to like get you inspired and get you excited, and that's like one thing, because if something doesn't make you feel anything, like if we weren't quote unquote motivated to start this podcast, then why would we? Like if we didn't feel some sort of connection or inspiration or some excitement or passion around it, I think those are all the words that I would like link to motivation. Then like we wouldn't do it. Because if you're so unmotivated to do something, like you're not going to do it, then we're not going to be like, for discipline, we will start this podcast. You know, like
I just feel like actually the podcast is such a great example, because we're saying how like you have to remember like the not so sexy stuff. And like, guys, we are out here. Like we record our episodes. We have to plan this accordingly. We edit, whatever. We do all the things. Have to book guests. And we have no return. Like, you know, I mean, besides like fulfillment in our hearts. But I'm saying like, so it's not even like, oh, money's the motivation here. Like there is nothing. It's just like boring shit. And then like we're fulfilled because we get to end up speaking to like amazing people and amazing founders. And like we're fulfilled because we get amazing tips. If you listen to the podcast, you do too.
Yeah, I think besides motivation, like I think you need to have that spark to want to do something. I think that's like the initial, like, it's calling my name. Gotta do it, you know? And then what keeps us going is the consistency, aka the discipline behind it. And then obviously like a grander why, like a bigger purpose. Like in this podcast, there's a bunch of non-sexy things that we have to do, but like we're so disciplined. Like my husband tells me all the time, he's like, you guys are so consistent. I'm so proud of you that it's like almost complete with 2 years. It's been a year and a half, and like literally every Friday you have an episode coming out. And he's like, you're being so consistent. And that is because we're being so disciplined with everything that we do. Now it's because, not because we're still so, I wouldn't say motivated, but it's because like we have this goal that we really, really want to achieve.
Yeah.
So I think that you still really need to have that big why to push you through.
Can you think of a time that you ever like relied on motivation and it didn't really work out for you in the end?
Well, I just think that like, yeah, sometimes I want to wake up and feel motivated to like work out and like wake up at 5 a.m. and like do all these things, but like that's just not gonna work. So no, like no.
Like, have you ever been on a streak where you can do that for like a week and then you fall off the wagon or something? I don't know if you've ever done that.
Yeah, like it's happened. Or I'll see like Ricky like wake up at 5 a.m. Well, now he's been doing it like a little bit more consistently. Like, yeah, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and like work out and everything. And like, sure, that's like all great and all for a week, but like, I mean, some people can really be disciplined with that. That's great, but that no longer is motivation. Then that becomes discipline.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And we have like a few notes here, which is why I'm looking at my phone. But we kind of want to talk about like why discipline is the highest form of self-respect. And I actually think when I was younger, I used to read this quote and be like really maybe like intimidated by it or just like offended by it because it's such a hard truth. And the quote is that you're not being hard on yourself, you're building trust with yourself. You know, when some people, like you look at some people online and whatever, online's a different story because you have no fucking idea if these people are being honest or not. But it's like, whoa, that person's like such a hardo. And it's like, that's just like the reality, you know? Like they're not a hardo, like they're trying to like build a life for themselves. And like, that's the way to get there. Yes, there's different avenues and different ways and whatever works for some people, but like being disciplined doesn't mean you're being hard on yourself. You're actually just building a greater trust and sense of like
structure in your life.
Yeah, with yourself.
Well, because if not, it's like a little chaotic.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it can be like structured to you and your creative juices on and how you thrive in this life. And it doesn't always have to be about like hustle culture. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, I guess like what is hustle culture?
Like
I know it's like you're working so hard and like you're hustling so hard,
so disciplined, like you never do anything you ever but like no, it has to fit into your lifestyle.
Yeah, like I think like now I've gotten to a point where like I want to be healthy, I want to work out a certain amount of times a week, right? So it's like I'm disciplined. Like first of all, I think you have to like use things that help you be accountable, whatever that is for you, right? To organize your life, to help you be disciplined. AKA, since I'm talking about working out, like my Whoop has been great to hold me accountable. And therefore I am being more disciplined when I work out because like I'm really relying on this little thing for accountability. So I want to work out 5 times a week, at least 3 times a week has to be weight training. The other 2 can be cardio or a walk or whatever. So I don't care when it happens, it has to happen, right? And then now it's just like I've gone into like a routine now where I used to like not really work out on Mondays because I used to like think it was like sometimes like I would just like want to like start working, it's Monday, whatever. Totally. But now what I've started to do is like I'll do my walk on Mondays. Yeah. So it's like I'm easing into it because sometimes it was like just too much to like wake up and like do like weight training or like an intense workout Monday mornings. So it's like I'll do a walk and like I actually like that. So my point is that like I've like shifted it around a little bit, that it works and it feels good right now, but I am being disciplined. And then I feel good that I actually started on Mondays, and then instead of like not working out, then Tuesdays like, okay, I'm ready, I'll do my weights. Yeah. Wednesdays I'll do my weights again. Thursday I need a break, I'll go on a walk. Friday it's like I'm excited, it's the weekend, I'll do it. And then when you see I've done my 5 days during the week, and then actually I can chill on the weekends, you know. But my point is that like I'm flexible, you know. It's not always like wake up at 5 a.m. has to be weights, boom, boom, boom. I have to do Monday. And also like if I'm working early on one of the weekdays and I don't have time to work out in the morning because I have an appointment early on, then like I'll change it. It's okay. But I think you need to like find what works with you, and like you can change, like it ebbs and flows, you know. Yeah. But I'm still remaining disciplined. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I think like, was
that like too much? Did that make sense?
I actually like that you're saying your version of this because you and I are really different people. Yeah. And like that's like I love that though. I'm saying like obviously like not everyone in the world is going to be like me or like you. There's going to be a mix of the two. Yeah. And like what I want to talk about, because you mentioned organization, is like you really do have to organize. I don't know why we're talking so much about fitness. It applies to everything, but let's start with fitness and then we go into finances and career.
One thing people are like, are you going to the gym? Are you working? Like I feel like that's just like one thing like naturally
when it comes to like we think about consistency. Yeah, because it's like work. It's like you don't have a fucking choice. So like I guess it's like, what do you have a choice in this life with? Yeah. So with fitness, like for me, I have been really trying to focus on getting all my steps in the day. Like I actually want to get 12,000 steps in a day, and like at first 10 was a hard thing to do. And then I was like, okay, I figured it out. I can kind of do 10. By the way, easiest way to get your 10,000 steps in, let me just tell you right now, 8 a.m., 20-minute walk. 12, like noon, 15 to 20-minute walk. 3 p.m., 15 to 20-minute walk. 7 p.m., 15 to 20-minute walk.
So 4 walks a day?
You don't have to do it that way if you don't have bigger batches of time. Well, this is what I do, actually. I don't do that. But I'm saying that is a really easy thing to do. For me, now I've been waking up and walking from 6:45 to 7:45 and weight training from 8 to 9. And so like I get a huge hour of walking out of the way. And then like, I don't know. Honestly, I do that hour of walking and I'm already at like what, 8,000 steps by like 7:45 a.m.
You walk around.
And then like by the end of the day, I'm past 12,000 steps because I did that whole hour. So it's like, also the more you're walking, the more you want to walk and not be stagnant, which I think is a really important thing to know. But anyway, so that was a goal for me. And it's like, okay, the only fucking way I'm going to be able to do that is if I wake up and do that before my actual weight training, if I really want it that badly, you know? And I do. I want to get my lymphatic drainage system going. I want to like get my blood flowing. I love to not be on my phone when I wake up. So if I just like get up and get out the door and start walking, it's a great way to avoid the phone. So that's what works for me. But I'm saying like you have to put this is in my Google Calendar, like literally. And also it's been an amazing way. Like me and Lauren go for a walk every Wednesday now, so we always have quality time together. Yeah, and so because we can't always like have dinner every week or do this every week. So it's like, let's go for a sunrise walk. So that's something else.
Like one thing about discipline that I think like trumps motivation is like you being disciplined just really makes you feel so good that you actually are being disciplined. So you can look back and I can be like, wow, I actually did do my 5 times this week. I feel good. I want to keep making myself feel good. Yeah. You know, like if I go
You're never going to feel worse.
That's the thing. Yeah. It's like if I end up not working out on Mondays, right? Because that's like what I would not do because I was like, whatever, too overwhelmed with Mondays. And then comes Tuesday and I work out and then I'm just like, oh, I haven't like done it. You know, I never look back and I'm like, I worked out Monday. I don't feel good. Like, no, I feel more. Yeah. Like I've achieved more already. Yeah. You know, the same thing goes for 10,000 steps. I try to do that too. Or just literally anything that you do that you're disciplined with, like it's going to make you feel more, why do I keep like wanting to say a word and I keep forgetting the word, but whatever, like more achieved, right? Yeah. And accomplished. That's the word. That's the word. More achieved, more accomplished. And that's why I think it like does build trust with yourself because you're like, wow, I'm still doing everything regardless whether I want to do it or not. And to say something that I know you'll agree with is batching it and romanticizing it, like you mentioned, with things that you like. Yeah. So like if I go on a walk Monday mornings, I'm making phone calls that I have to make for work. Or maybe if I have the time, I'll call a family member and I'll catch up like with my grandma. Like it doesn't matter. I'll listen to an informational podcast, or maybe I want to ease my mind. I'll listen to an entertaining podcast. But like you can mix that in with other things that like you want to do.
My favorite thing to do. Like I don't love anything more than going for a walk and listening to a podcast. Yeah. It's like my time. It's like my fun time. Yeah. Anyway. And so off of fitness for a second, because you and I are, you're really good at this. I'm working on it still. But in fitness, I'm good at this. Like, for example, last week, a friend asked me to grab dinner or hang out over the weekend. And I really wanted to see her. But I told her, I was like, if we do something on Friday night, like, can it please be early? Like, I have to run at sunrise on Saturday because I'm training for a 10K. And like, that is at the top of my mind. And I'm like really dedicated to that right now. So it's like I can't make a choice that's gonna fuck up my progress for that, because I will be upset with myself if I do that. Yeah. So, and it's a short-term goal and whatever. But my point is, and she was like, obviously, like, she was like, yeah, of course, like, we can have dinner at like 6:30 and like whatever. Then I'm home by 8 and I can be in bed by 9 and like I can still get to my goals the next day. Yeah. So it's also like about making decisions that are going to help you achieve your goal. Because if I were to be like, yeah, like say yes, cross my boundary and go to dinner at 8 p.m. and then get home at 11 and then have to wake up at 6, like I'd be really tired and I wouldn't be, my run would suck and the whole day would just not be like in alignment with what I wanted to do that day.
I mean, I think that's what goes back to then your priorities. I think discipline is really tied into like, what do you really want to achieve and what do you want to get out of this and what are your priorities? You clearly really want to focus on your running. You have a not a marathon, a race.
Literally,
you have a race coming up, and like that is your priority right now that like you don't want to give up on. Yeah. Now, maybe not everyone always feels this motivated to keep going on, but discipline, but like, let me say one that everyone will have, your skincare routine. Like, come on, everyone's very disciplined with that. And like, it works. That's something like you want to be disciplined with because you care about your skin. And I think most girlies, or at least me, like, I don't care what time I get home, I'm washing my face and I'm doing my skincare routine.
Absolutely.
It's such a stupid discipline, but like, you're being consistent and you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because you want to see the perks of gorgeous skin.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, how important is it to you? Like me, I will always do it because I like to take care of my skin.
100%.
You know?
Yeah. So I think for fitness, like, honestly, it all goes down to like the day and night before. Like, are you making the right decision the night before to set you up for success the next morning to like actually get to your workout or actually do whatever you wanted to do that day? And then like, as far as financial decisions, I wanted to talk about this because, again, you're really good at this. Like, she'll do her own nails. Like, I'm not fucking doing that. But if I can like spread things out a little bit more, like for some reason, I like looked at my calendar a few weeks ago and it was like all of these things in 1 week, like acupuncture, mani-pedi, facial, like all this shit is like fucking $300 each. I was like, I have to only like, if anything, do one of these things, if not zero of them. Cause I had also just gotten back from a trip. And so I was like, you know what? Like, I gotta prolong this. Like, I just can't do this all in 1 week. It's not smart. And like, it's not necessary. Like, as much as I like to think and say, oh, and laser. It's like, how many fucking things could I possibly spend money on in 1 week? Like, it's not even normal. So making those financial decisions is also something to consider. Cause it's like, yeah, you know what? It's easy to tell yourself like, oh, but you need these things, whatever. It's a priority. But like, okay, I also needed my trip to Aspen and like, I already got enjoyment out of my trip. Now it's time to like sacrifice. So I don't like the word sacrifice, but
be realistic.
Be realistic and like make a smart financial decision for the rest of the month. So, you know,
obviously every situation, everyone's situation is different, but I think that like, it's not even about like, yeah, maybe you have like so much disposable income that like it doesn't matter. You can like spend whatever you want, but it's still being like disciplined in your spending. Know where you're spending, know why you're spending it. And sometimes it really is just not necessary.
Yeah.
And sometimes like you just do want to be a little bit more responsible. And if your priority again is to like just, I don't know, be on top of your budget and just not spend so much, then be disciplined with what you're doing.
And not be like stressed every month about paying your credit card bill.
Exactly. So maybe say like, no, I'm not going to go to dinner or lunch with a friend. I can do something else. Hey, a walk with your friend is a great free way to hang out with your friend, or suggest to like, I don't know, watch White Lotus together, watch something together, come and hang out, and then say no. It's like, it's really not a big deal. Like, honestly, like no one's looking out for you. Like, look out for yourself. And
exactly.
Like, whether you're going to that lunch and you're having a good time, great, but like no one's paying your bills at the end of the day. So like do what you got to do. Yeah. You know? 100%. And like, I'll do my own nails because it's like therapy to me and I enjoy it. So like,
yeah.
I mean, besides
we
that,
know you can afford to get your nails.
And also like, I would still go to the cheapest nail place ever.
Yeah. Like for me,
it was the best. It was like $15 mani-pedi.
First of all, I love my nail tech, so I just like won't stop seeing her.
No, she's really great too.
But, so I think one of the hardest things with discipline in all these aspects is like waiting for the result. So what are things that you do to like help you enjoy the process rather than like constantly thinking of the result? Because it's so easy to be like, oh, well, I still haven't dropped 10 pounds, or, oh, well, I'm still in $5,000 of credit cards, like whatever the thing may be, and you're still like not seeing that result. Like, how can we make the process more enjoyable, do you think?
I mean, I think for me, it's more like seeing my future self will be like happy with what I'm doing.
I love that answer.
And I'm thinking of this in the most mundane actions that I have to do in my life, which is like so dumb because it's just so simple, but it's like a little discipline if you think about it. Like, I'll tell you guys, like the moment I open a new account for anything, I write it down. I don't know how people don't have their passwords and their account logins saved anywhere, and some people have no fucking idea what their logins is for like Netflix or anything. It's such a dumb thing, but it's become such a habit, and I think it is part of like discipline that it's like, oh, I open a new account, I open a new bank account, whatever, I automatically input it into this document, whatever, and I have everything. And I'm saying this because it's like, it's so stupid, but like if one day I'm like, I'm lazy, I'm not gonna add this account, I'm lazy, I'm not gonna add this other account, when you see like all of my things are out of order, I'm not organized, then I can't find anything. Or the same thing with like any document, like I'll save it on my Google Drive, my licenses, like it's just like a whole part of organization that like for me, the structure, I need to thrive. And I've gotten so disciplined that the moment something happens, I automatically like save it or organize it wherever. And so is it fun? No. Is it boring? Yes. Is it like barely time consuming, but I've gotten so used to it. And like my future self thanks me for that. Like the fact that I'm so organized and I have everything like ready to go and I just do that, I'm like, wow. And the moment that someone asks me for something, in 2 seconds I can find it. In 2 seconds I can log into the account.
Yeah.
In 2 seconds I can do whatever, and I have this document, boom, boom, boom. And it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that's like such a stupid little example, but it's just something that like, obviously this is a task that I will never enjoy doing. There's nothing enjoyable about saving and
account information
and being organized. It's just one example that I'm just like, wow, I'm really, and before it started, like my Instagram account, my Facebook account, my Gmail account. Now I have 5 million accounts. And then you become an adult and you have insurance and you have this insurance and you have that. And then you have this account for paying this bill. And then it's like, you're building a life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I feel so good that I've been doing this so consistently, and like I have all my shit together. It makes me feel good that I have my shit together. And my future self, when it's looking for something, will thank me that I'm so organized and I'm doing what I have to do.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, I think it's so easy in any aspect of life, again, to like get a case of the fuck it's and be like, whatever, like fuck it, it's fine, like, you know,
because you're like, oh, it's one account, it's one little,
because like in the present it doesn't matter.
No, and it's just like, no one really cares. And then you have to log in a month later and you're like, I have to pay this bill, and it's just like, I don't know how to log in, what's the password, that I need to redo the password. Why?
Yeah,
you know?
Damn, that's like low-key me. I might have to reorganize a little bit.
That was just an example that I relate to. That like,
I love that document.
You know,
I mean, we have it for Pink Print and like for
exactly.
whatever. It's great. Maybe I'm gonna actually like restructure my entire life after this episode. Wow. Okay, cool. I really like that.
It doesn't have to be that, but the point is that later I'll thank myself for the little disciplines I'm having in my life every day.
Yeah, like the life that you want.
Yeah, like drinking water every day. It's a dumb discipline, bro. But like, you have to be hydrated. If not, you're gonna be not healthy.
Yeah. I was gonna say the life you want is hiding behind the things you don't want to do today.
Literally everything.
Yeah. You need to drink more water, by the way.
I do. I'm so thirsty.
Like, okay, yeah. So let's talk about this again, because discipline isn't about like punishing yourself. It's just like about falling in love with the things that need to get done for your future self.
Yeah.
So instead of like making it such a negative thing, like discipline, like what a negative connotation, it's more like, oh my God, discipline equals me giving my future self extra love.
Yes. It's just a question statement.
No, that was just like a little recap of everything we just said.
Cool. Yes. Love it. Okay. I mean, what's something that like you hated to do, but now you enjoy doing?
That's a really good question. What did I hate to do?
Right, hate's a strong word. Something like you didn't like to do.
My QuickBooks.
Yeah, like it sucks, and it's so easy to put it off like for 2 months. And then you're like,
Also, like I was thinking about this the other day, because somebody said something about like keeping receipts, and I'm like, well, who the fuck would keep receipts? And I'm like, oh wait, because I have a QuickBooks, I don't need to keep a receipt. Like,
no, but I'll save invoices.
No, invoice, sure.
Yeah,
but like,
invoice of like an expense for like a property or like something.
But like I'm saying, like
no receipts. No,
I don't need a receipt because it's already in my QuickBooks categorized under what it is.
Yeah, you know, people like not like my dad keeping like receipts in a shoebox under the bed.
Yeah,
when I was
like,
younger.
Wait, why are you doing that? Oh my God! And then Emily, she keeps being like, I need to do my taxes, and then I'll tell her like, okay, like why don't we get you QuickBooks? Like let's get this started, whatever. And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, this is your literal like what's like the opposite of a Roman Empire, like a negative Roman Empire. I'm like, come on, let's get it together.
The bane of her existence.
Yeah, the bane of her existence. It's too good. What about for you?
One thing that I dislike doing, but now I look forward to. I mean, honestly, I would say anything organizational and structural in my life. I don't dislike it, but it's not fun. But it does make me feel good that I have my shit together. Yeah. It makes me feel just like more responsible. It makes me feel like I'm building on a steady ground and I'm building my tree up straight, you know?
Yeah.
I always say this, but it's like as life goes on and as we get older, like it's not to say that things get complicated, but like you just have more responsibilities, right? And then it's like, oh, one day then you're going to have a family, they need to be dealing with their things and then it's just like another car in the house and another this and another expense, and it's just like it just gets more as you grow.
Yeah.
And if you are not organized from the beginning, that's why like QuickBooks is like whatever, even if it's your expense, it's great, but then when you're running a business, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have to be running a whole household. It's like it's the same thing, it's just gonna grow. So make sure that you're organized and all those things. I'm lazy to do them sometimes, but it makes me feel good that I'm, building a structured life, which I think is important to me. So yeah. What do you think is the difference between discipline and burnout?
I'll tell you. When you have created a schedule that fits into your life, like we said before, you're never going to feel burnt out. My schedule is lit. I will tell you guys my schedule right now. Like, obviously work is different every day, but I think people, if you get burnt out by work, it happens. You become uninspired. But I actually was listening to a podcast about this the other day. Number one, if you do hard shit, you actually get re-inspired. And I'll tell you why. When you're climbing that mountain and it feels like you cannot, for me, honestly, it is a physical activity, like a really hard physical activity. I feel so inspired because I'm like, oh my God, like I just did that. Like I just climbed that mountain and like, I'm good to go. I think so much stress and anxiety is like linked and kept in the body because we're so like in our comfort zone half the time. This is a different topic, but I will tell you guys my schedule right now because it is the same every week in terms of my workouts. Monday, I run. Tuesday, I play tennis every single day at the same exact time. Wednesday and Thursday, I lift at the same exact time. Friday, I play tennis at the same exact time. Saturday, right now, I run instead of lift because I have to run more right now than lift. And Sunday, I go to hot yoga. And that is literally...
Wait, so did you work out every day this week? Like every day of the week?
Well, I actually didn't go on this Sunday because I didn't feel very good, but usually I do.
Oh my God, savage. See, like for me, like it's too much, but like it works for you,
but it works for me. Like I just have to keep going. Like, I don't know. I just like to move. I like to be doing stuff. I like to have stuff.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
It's so good.
No. And everyone is different. I don't recommend that to most people. Honestly, like my trainer's like, stop doing all that. I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. It's not that I have like a goal behind it. It just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And that has been my schedule since, I'm not even kidding, guys, September.
But I agree.
So it just proves like if you are in love and you are in flow, like also, did you just hear how many different things I'm doing? Like, again, I'm not trying to hit a certain fitness goal. So like it doesn't matter to me that I'm doing so many different things. It's just fun for me to move my body in this way.
I think that like burnout comes from like doing too much of something.
Yeah.
If
I were to be lifting heavy 5 times a week, I couldn't.
No, or also just think about it. Like if you're working nonstop, I think you get burnt out. If you're working like on a project or you have like lots and lots of work, but I feel like if I'm still working out and taking time to do the things that like fill me up, it could be tiring. Like these organizational things, like, yeah, you can feel a little tired of doing it, but I feel like at the end of the day, the discipline is just, it's a routine, it's habit, Yeah. It's not going to be something that necessarily burns you out.
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, even when I'm on vacation, there's certain disciplines that I want to take with me. Like I feel good when I'm still eating healthy when I go on vacation. Of course, not saying that like I won't enjoy, like I won't have more dessert or I won't, try different foods. Like I'll do that. But like for the most part, it's in me to like eat generally healthier, the same way like moving my body. No, I'm not gonna maybe be doing 3 times a week weight training and I'll be more lenient, but like the discipline of like maybe moving, going on a walk, hitting my 10,000 steps, like that will never really be the thing to like burn me out, I don't think. And I'm not saying just working out, but I'm saying like some of these disciplines isn't what's burning you out. It's just what keeps you going. It's a routine.
What about like a time where you didn't feel like showing up but you did anyway? Like, I feel like that could happen every morning. Like, if you're like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed. I'm tired. I don't want to go work out.
Okay, yeah, no, that happens every morning. No, it happens every morning for me. I'm like, and you know what? This is what I'll tell you, because since I knew we were going to record this episode, I was thinking of discipline like all morning today and yesterday. And I was like, this morning, I don't want to go to the gym, but I'm going to go. Today's the day I go to the gym. I did my walk yesterday. I can't double walk. So I'm going to go do my weights. But I'm showing up. Now, the difference is, maybe I won't show up as hard at the gym. I did more of like I did some weights, and then I did like a little bit of like mat Pilates at the end. But I showed up for myself, and I worked out, and I did my 1 hour in the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
So I'm proud that I did it. Maybe I didn't have the exact energy that I wanted to have at the gym, but it's okay. That'll show up tomorrow, and that'll show up on another day. But I went, and I still did my part. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I'm just switching it around.
And I think sometimes like it happens in a way where you can't, like, you don't feel like it, and then you go, and then like maybe you don't have the best workout. Sometimes that does happen. It still isn't a bad, even if it's not your best workout, it's still not a bad workout.
Yeah, but I'm happy I went.
But 100%. But I think a lot of times on Fridays, my body's like pretty tired by Friday because I've done a lot. But Friday's the day I play tennis like with a pro, and it's always so much fun. And it's that I wake up at like 6 and it's still dark out, so you're like kind of tired and you're dragging and my body's tired. But every single time, it is so much fun. We have the speaker blasting. It's like the sun is coming up. Like, and honestly, it's so motivating to know that like, and this isn't always going to be the case, obviously, of course, but like he's showing up for me, and it's like, okay, like this guy, like, first of all, he has to do that like every fucking day. Like, it can't be easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, if he's there and he's ready and he's in a good mood, like I am not showing up in a bad mood, you know? And sometimes I show up and I'm like, listen, I'm a little bit tired today. Like, let's do like a little bit less this and a little bit more this. And he's like, perfect, got it, you know? And like, but well, sometimes he's like a big, like crazy ass. But you know, my point is like, if someone is willing to be there and show up for you and like put on a good face, like you should be willing to do the same.
Absolutely.
And you don't always have an accountability partner like that. But yeah, in that case, I was just saying.
Or also like, I mean, even something like this podcast, so passionate. And I think we mentioned this before, but like some things that like sometimes I don't want to show up for is like editing the podcast, doing all that stuff. It really is so not my vibe, but like it's part of it. You got to do it. And how did that make us feel? Is like we're so consistent. We're showing when you see like who even. Oh, let me try and break her vase. Like who cares? Like once the episode is live and it's great, like who cares? You know what I mean? It's just like in the moment, sometimes there's things we don't want to do, but we got to do it. And then you're like, wow, I did it. I accomplished it. Another episode is out. We've been so consistent. We feel good. Let's keep going. You know, the train keeps moving forward.
Yeah.
So I think in the long term, it always makes you feel better that you've been more consistent. You know, do you have a specific mindset shift or tool that you use to push you through when your motivation is low? We're already saying motivation is like pretty much always low. So like, what do you
no, I mean, we
use? Do you have a specific tool that keeps you pushing through?
We don't have to be like so repetitive about it, but I think like thinking about your future self, like again, it's so easy in the moment to be like, it's fine, like I'm not going to do this because like your present self is going to be okay with it, but in the long term it's just never going to be like the right answer, you know?
Okay.
So thinking about your future self, like what would your I mean, to get Kabbalistic on it, like what would your highest like consciousness and like most soulful self want to do? And we have learned that it's actually always going to be like the more uncomfortable thing.
Yeah.
That is what your highest self would do. And that's what your highest self would achieve. It would always pick the more uncomfortable thing. Let's give it a scenario that doesn't have to do with like fucking fitness.
Yeah.
I'll just honestly give the example our teacher said in class the other day, because I thought it was such a like spot on example. He's at a friend's birthday party and he's with his wife and he's with his kids, and he knows that he has to be up early to like teach the next day. And he's like, okay, it's 9:00, everybody, let's go. And the friends are saying, no, stay 5 more minutes. Like, come on, just stay for 30 more minutes. Like, we'll have fun. And the kids want to stay and the wife wants to stay. And he was like, okay. In that scenario, the more uncomfortable thing is to actually be like, no, we're going now. It's so much more, it's way easier to be like, okay, fine, sure, 30 more minutes. Like, it's fine. It's not going to hurt anybody. Like, it's way easier to do that and just like let the people win. Yeah. Not that it has to be like, not in an egotistical way, but just like that you're like, at the end of the day, just like, removing your boundary at that point. So the more uncomfortable thing to set yourself up for success and achieve your highest consciousness is to stick to what your plan was, because you know you have to do something tomorrow morning. And if you stay for 30 more minutes, then stay for another 30 more minutes. Let these people fucking keep you there all night, you know? Yeah. So it's like, what is the more uncomfortable thing to do? And it's that. Or if you get a text message from somebody, a friend that sent you something that you didn't really like and you're just reading it, he says to wait 3 whole days to respond. And in 3 days, if you can like share from a place of like you're seeing their side and you're not coming from ego, then like respond something positive. But the more uncomfortable thing to do is to not immediately respond to this person and come from a place of fear. I hope both of those examples cleared that up.
Yeah. I just think that at the end of the day, like all these things that feel like chores at the end of the day is just a big win when you put it all together.
Yeah.
It's all the little tasks that lead up to like one big win.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like a sport or whatever. Like you're working hard, like every single day you're practicing to then like go and like win the Olympics.
Yeah, sure. The point is like create an environment for yourself in which you can thrive. Like everyone's is going to look completely different. Mine looks different from Gio's. Mine looks different than my best friend who's a Pilates instructor. Like she has to work out like 3 fucking times a day. Like, and everyone's environment, like you're going to thrive in a different way. So you have to honestly like put a schedule together for yourself and
see what your goals are that you want to actually achieve.
Yeah. And you have to say yes to some things and you have to say no to others.
I mean, just make sure that like whatever you're deciding to do is just aligns with how you want to be in the future, right? So we'll wrap up with how we usually do, which is with the homework assignment. And this homework assignment for you guys is a journal prompt or a thought prompt. What's one boring habit I can start doing daily that my future self will thank me for?
I'll tell you what mine is.
I was going to say, what are you going to do?
Mine is I go on and off with the electrolytes, and we live in Miami and it's getting hot as shit outside and we work out a lot and I need to be having my electrolytes. If I don't, I'm drinking more coffee throughout the day, which is like fucking up my sleep and everything. So the boring habit is to just put the fucking salt in my water with lemon and start my day that way.
So it's really funny because I'm really into like my health right now.
Yeah.
And I'm about to buy a bunch of vitamins and it's a silly little discipline habit, but like I did all these blood tests with Function Health and like I'm all about, guys, I'm 11.1 years old biologically, like just letting you know I'm actually prepubescent.
Oh my god.
And like my goal is to always be 12 years old, 11 years old.
I don't know if mine would be that young. That's wild.
I think as long as you're young it's like okay.
Yeah.
I don't think like you, not that you don't want to be you definitely don't want to be older than your age.
No,
like,
I'm definitely
you're
not.
definitely not. You're definitely not. But so like I need to like I like research about all these vitamins and stuff, and that's great and all. Now I need to actually like act upon it and be disciplined and actually like take the fucking supplements and vitamins. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna start doing.
I love that.
And it's a little thing every morning, you know, every night, every morning.
I love that.
Gotta take them, you know.
So we'll hold each other accountable. You asked me if I had my salt.
And here's the thing, I haven't even bought mine yet. So like I need to buy. I've been putting off buying them.
Oh, you gotta buy that.
No, exactly. So see, like I can't even be disciplined with it. I haven't fucking bought it. So
okay. Yeah. Well, everybody, send this to your disciplined bestie or your bestie that wants to be more disciplined, and let's romanticize the boring shit because it's what works.
Or don't, just do it too.
Yeah, just do it. Okay, Phil, shoe dog.
No, but I mean, like
okay, we
can't always romanticize everything, you know. But like some things, like just do what you gotta do. You'll be happy you did it. You'll be happy you did it.
100%.
Okay, bye. Ciao, bye.
Ciao, bye.